Hello class, Hailey Ball here, and my graduate research project is on diversity and inclusion policies or practices can enhance employee performance in a manufacturing and performance environment. And here we have my table of contents, which each slide is in numerical order. And then we have my introduction and hypothesis statement. Today we will explore how diversity, equality, and inclusion policies and practices can significantly enhance employee performance, particularly in manufacturing and performance settings. The hypothesis driving this research is that successful DE&I strategies improve employee effectiveness. By examining the relationship between DE&I programs and employee efficiency, I aim to highlight the importance of cultivating an inclusive workplace atmosphere. Ultimately, I believe that integrating DE&I strategies within the manufacturing environments leads to higher productivity and organizational efficiency. Literature Review 1. In reviewing examining leadership support, hiring of DEI practitioners, and learning opportunities in advancing diversity, equality, and inclusion in the workplace, written by Sanchit Vachar in 2023. We see the critical role of leadership in fostering a supportive workplace. Vachar emphasizes that when leaders actively back DE&I initiatives, it significantly boosts their success and sustainability. The article also highlights the challenges that DE&I professionals face, such as resistance to change and resource limitations. Additionally, it evaluates the impact of DE&I training programs on employee behavior, providing valuable insights for both academics and decision makers in the public and private sectors. Literature Review 2. Next, we turn to Juanita Robertson's article, Diversity in the Career Life Cycle, a Review and Research Agenda, made in 2024. This piece presents a thought-provoking exploration of how career development theories intersect with diversity and inclusion. Robertson introduces a harmonization approach that integrates various theoretical frameworks such as a social identity theory to provide comprehensive insights into career journeys. The article underscores the significance of understanding diversity dynamics in improving career advancement strategies and highlights how these factors can influence employee achievements and overall organizational efficiency. Limitations of studies. While the research in DE&I is valuable, it is essential to recognize its limitations. The findings can be significantly influenced by sample size and the focus on specific segments within the manufacturing sector. Many studies tend to evaluate only the immediate aspects of DE&I initiatives, often overlooking their long-term effects on organizational performance. This oversight limits our understanding of how these initiatives can shape an organization's trajectory over time. Additionally, the effectiveness of DE&I practices may vary greatly depending on the unique context in which they are implemented, leading to an incomplete picture of their potential benefits and challenges. Suggestions. To effectively promote DE&I in the workplace, organizations should invest in training workshops focused on DE&I principles. These workshops can enhance employees' understanding of the importance of diversity and inclusion, highlighting the benefits and the diversity workforce brings. Additionally, organizations must foster open communication, creating a culture of trust where employees feel empowered to share their thoughts and experiences. By actively listening to employee feedback and recognizing their perspectives, businesses can gain valuable insights into the challenges faced by different employee groups. helping to cultivate a more inclusive environment. Moreover, it's crucial for companies to maintain a long-term commitment to D&I initiatives. This involves viewing training sessions not as one-off occurrences, but as part of an ongoing educational process. Integrating D&I principles into the organization's structure and values can foster a culture that continuously emphasizes inclusivity. The success of these initiatives relies heavily on the commitment of leaders and staff. By prioritizing education and customizing strategies to fit the workforce's unique context, companies can create an exclusive environment that boosts employee satisfaction and drives creativity and success. In this, for methodology used in this research project, a mixed methods approach is implied. Combining qualitative and quantitative methods, the study involves surveying employees in manufacturing companies to gauge their views on DE&I efforts and how these initiatives influence overall performance. Additionally, interviews with HR experts and managers will provide insights into the practical implementation of DE&I practices and their effectiveness within organizations. Survey researched. The Pew Research Center's 2023 survey provides significant insights into employee perceptions of DE&I initiatives. The findings indicate that a majority of workers believe that a diverse workforce enhances organizational performance and innovation. Employees who feel included are more engaged and motivated and less likely to experience burnout. This suggests that organizations that prioritize DE&I can improve employee well-being, reduce turnover rates, and foster a collaborative environment that drives innovation and operational success. Interview 1. During my discussion with my former HR manager, they emphasized the importance of DE&I in creating a supportive company culture. They highlighted the role of leadership in demonstrating commitment to DE&I principles and the effectiveness of training sessions in promoting inclusivity. The HR manager pointed out the establishment of employee research groups that facilitate feedback and improve company policies. This approach not only supports employees but also enhances the overall organizational performance. Interview 2. In my recent conversation with the HR manager at my current organization, we delved into the practical aspects of implementing diversity, equality, and inclusion (D&I) practices within our workplace. The HR manager emphasized that a strong commitment from management is essential as a foundational element for all DE&I initiatives. To foster an inclusive culture, our company organizes workshops focused on topics such as unconscious bias and inclusive leadership. These workshops are designed not only to educate our employees, but also to encourage open discussions about diversity, creating a welcoming environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their perspectives. Furthermore, the HR manager at my company highlighted the importance of regularly evaluating the impact of DE&I initiatives through feedback tools like employee surveys and focus groups. By collecting and analyzing this data, the organization can identify strengths and areas for improvement in D&I efforts. An effective program mentioned was the mentorship initiative, which pairs employees with leaders to support their career advancement. This approach not only fosters personal development and confidence among employees, but also contributes to a higher job satisfaction, improved performance, and enhanced retention rates. The HR manager at my company expressed optimism that maintaining a continuous dedication to DE&I enriches the company. the company's work environment and ultimately drives overall success by leveraging the diverse skills and viewpoints of all staff members. And then recommendations to drive long-term growth, companies must dedicate resources to DE&I leadership and embed these initiatives into their organizational culture. Leaders play a crucial role in fostering an atmosphere of transparency and teamwork, which enhances employee engagement and productivity. Organizations should also evaluate DE&I efforts using performance indicators that reflect employee satisfaction and perceptions of inclusivity. By expanding recruitment practices to attract diverse talent, companies can create a workforce that brings various perspectives, enhancing problem-solving capabilities and overall productivity. My conclusion slide. In conclusion, the study's findings demonstrate the substantial impact of DE&I practices on the workforce. Companies that prioritize inclusivity often experience increased employee engagement, innovation, and retention rates, leading to improved business outcomes. However, it is essential for organizations to foster a culture where everyone feels valued and has equal opportunities to thrive. Effective evaluation of DE&I initiatives requires a focus on both quantitative and qualitative factors, ensuring that organizations adapt and improve continuously. By embracing a thoughtful approach to DE&I, businesses can enhance their internal culture and position themselves as leaders in a diverse and competitive market. And here we have the YouTube video that I found, which would definitely benefit everyone to watch. And here we go.
Traditional practices in many organizations often unconsciously tend to favor majority groups, whether it's based on dietary needs, cultural customs, or religious observances. These little oversights can result in some team members feeling left out. People who don't feel included in the work culture will feel less satisfied and engaged in their work and be absent more often. This is a one-way ticket to losing valuable employees. Hi, I'm Hailey, and in this Learning Bite, you will learn about diversity and inclusion, its benefits, and 5 best practices to make your organization more diverse. But before we dive in, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell. Let's start with definitions. Diversity in the workplace is about embracing a wide range of individual differences within an organization. It includes race, gender, and sexual orientation, but also age, religion, ethnicity, language, where you live, socioeconomic background, disability status, and more. Each factor forms a unique part of an individual's identity, influencing their contributions to the workplace. Let's take age as an example. In every organization, you will have different generations of people working together. You have younger employees who only recently joined the workforce, who bring in fresh ideas, and they may be eager to try out new concepts. On the other hand, you have employees with decades worth of experience. Both groups have different strengths that complement each other and can create an inclusive, dynamic, and productive work environment. And, of course, most people carry different identities. For example, an employee could be a young, disabled woman of color. She has had unique lived experiences based on the intersect of her age, disability, gender, and race. These overlaps of identities is what we call intersectionality. These unique lived experiences help an organization understand its customers better. This is one of the individual benefits of D&I in the workplace, but there are many more. Employees who have a strong sense of belonging at work, love their job, are happier in their role, feel safe, and take care of their physical and mental well-being. On the team level, a stronger sense of belonging helps people share their opinions more freely. Also, a culture where everyone's ideas are valued leads to greater innovation and problem solving. On the organizational level, employees who feel like they belong at work rarely think about switching jobs and are the most productive. So, diversity and inclusion is about making both employees and the business thrive. Let's now dive into 5 best practices and strategies for fostering diversity and inclusion. Our first best practice is to lead by example. D&I efforts should start at the top. A leadership team committed to D&I can set the tone for the entire organization, and the numbers prove it. Inclusive leaders can boost employees' feeling of inclusiveness by a whopping 70%. Imagine feeling 70% more welcome at work every day. But the benefits of inclusive and committed leadership don't stop there. Leaders committed to D&I can increase team performance and team collaboration, as well as improve decision-making quality. Research has found that committed leaders across countries share 6 core traits. First, they show visible commitment by openly discussing diversity and keeping others accountable. Second, they show courage by admitting when they are wrong and seeking the contribution of experts. Third, they are aware of bias and put transparent processes in place and follow these processes themselves. Fourth, committed leaders are curious and actively seek perspectives and opinions different than their own. Fifth, they show cultural intelligence by actively learning about different cultures and adapting their communication style for cross-cultural encounters. And lastly, they are collaborative and empower employees to make individual decisions about issues that impact their work. HR can play a key role in enabling leaders to show these qualities in the organization. Next, let's zoom in on unbiased recruitment and hiring practices. Every one of us is biased. We naturally gravitate towards people with similar experience and backgrounds. In recruiting, this means that you might unconsciously like the candidate who went to the same college, lives in the same neighborhood, or is into the same sport. This is why it's important to be aware of your own bias when hiring and sourcing new employees. Using unbiased recruitment practices will help correct bias by hiring based on skills and experience rather than personal preference. An example of this is blind hiring, which is the process of evaluating candidates without knowing any of their personal information, such as their name or gender, for instance. Other examples include establishing diverse interview panels, which help to reduce bias, or blind auditions that are now common practice for orchestras. Here, the performer is concealed, so the judges only hear the music and don't see the performer to prevent bias. An inclusive workplace culture doesn't just happen on its own. Our third best practice is to cultivate an inclusive workplace culture. Inclusivity means that all voices are heard. To create an inclusive workplace culture, start by promoting open dialogue and respectful communication. You can set the stage for this by hosting regular team meetings where everyone feels encouraged to share their ideas. Or you can develop a code of conduct that promotes respect for all viewpoints and backgrounds. Next, consider fostering employee resource groups and affinity networks. These are groups where employees with similar interests or identities can come together. They help build connections, provide support, and promote a sense of belonging. Lastly, it's essential to ensure equal opportunities for growth and development. This could involve offering consistent training opportunities to all staff, implementing transparent performance reviews, and establishing clear, unbiased promotion criteria. Of course, culture is also created organically through daily interactions and is a continuous process of juggling many moving parts. It requires consistent effort, but the rewards are well worth it. Just like cultivating an inclusive workplace culture requires an integrated approach, so does the promotion of diversity and inclusion in the organization. That's why our next best practice is using a holistic approach to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Research shows that diversity training on its own is often ineffective. To become inclusive, you need to change your culture, which requires a holistic change management approach. This is a multifaceted strategy encompassing everything from recruitment policies to workplace culture, and from leading by example to promoting underrepresented groups. A holistic approach to D&I involves everyone. Ongoing learning and open dialogue are key, as well as sharing experiences and perspectives to better understand where others are coming from. Inviting speakers from various backgrounds can offer unique insights and promote empathy and understanding. On top of that, transparent metrics should be set to measure progress and enforce accountability. Inclusion isn't a one-off task, but a continual journey requiring everyone's commitment. With persistence, organizations can become not just diverse, but truly inclusive, fostering innovation and unity in the workplace. Ultimately, It is all about creating an environment where diversity and inclusion are part of the workplace's very fabric. Finally, we have inclusive communication. Language is a living thing, and it evolves with time, but it also reflects bias and preconceived notions. Think about the word businessman or fireman. These terms imply that these professions are exclusively represented by men, which is not the case. By using these terms, we automatically exclude half of the world population who could make great contributions to these professions. Using inclusive language is an easy way to show respect and understanding to your employees. Here are some examples. Avoid using terms that diminish an individual's capabilities. For example, rather than saying someone is disabled, say they have a disability. Be inclusive when referring to race, ethnicity, and religion by using inclusive terms such as BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, or multi-faith. Encourage staff to refrain from using gendered words like the guys, chairman, or cleaning ladies, which can lead to exclusion. On top of that, establish a culture of continual learning and adaptation to keep up with the evolution of inclusive language. And there you have it. In today's Learning Bite, you've learned about diversity and inclusion and why it's important for any organization. As you can see, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. D&I is all about combining different approaches and making continuous efforts towards an inclusive workplace. Of course, D&I is far more complex than this and cannot be completely explained in one video. But if you want to learn more about it, we got you covered. Check out our Diversity, Equity, Inclusion and Belonging, or DEIB certificate program. This program will teach you everything you need to know to create an inclusive and safe workplace for all. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification button. See you next time. Bye!
Thanks, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Also, here's my reference page.